into it, AI is moving at an absolutely blistering pace. I mean, it's wild. But here's the thing. Right now, most people are stuck in a serious rut, using literally just one platform for everything. Today in this explainer, we're going to completely break you out of that box and look at a workflow that is actively reshaping how the most productive people in the world operate.
Think about it. What if I told you that while most people are relying on that one single AI tool, thousands of other super productive folks are out there using a whole mix of completely different tools to save hours every single week? Yeah, it's true. There's a massive ecosystem of totally free platforms out there that can do things you probably didn't even realize were possible. Searching better, organizing smarter, and spinning up content in seconds.
We've got the single tool user, relying on just one platform. And then we have the smart user. And the smartest users combine tools. Look at it like your smartphone. You don't just use one app for everything, right? You're definitely not opening your calculator app to send a text message. You use different apps for completely different tasks. And guess what? The exact same principle applies to AI.
So here's the game plan for today. We'll start with why one AI just isn't enough. Then we'll get into supercharging your research, better brainstorming and writing, accelerating your visual design, and finally, we'll tie the whole shebang together into the ultimate AI workflow.
All right, let's kick things off with section 1, why one AI isn't enough, or as I like to call it, the single tool trap.
Look, the reality is that artificial intelligence is moving so fast, new tools are popping up almost every single week. It's like drinking from a fire hose. If you're just sticking to that one familiar interface, you are honestly missing out on some incredibly specialized, powerful capabilities being built right now. We really need to build a whole toolkit here, not just swing the exact same hammer at every single problem. Moving right along to section 2. Let's talk about supercharging your research with Perplexity and Notebook LM. Okay, let's start by turning the absolute chaos of the internet into manageable knowledge. Meet Perplexity. Honestly, the best way to wrap your head around this? Just imagine if Google and an AI had a baby. That's Perplexity in a nutshell. Instead of the old school way, asking a question, getting 10 blue links, and manually digging through each website, Perplexity just gives you direct answers. And the absolute best part? It actually shows you its sources. People are absolutely loving this tool for a few big reasons. Fast research, actual source citations, so you know it's not just hallucinating facts, up-to-date information, and super easy summaries. So let's say you're trying to figure out what are the fastest growing industries in America right now. Instead of opening like a dozen tabs and playing detective yourself, Perplexity instantly summarizes the whole thing. Whether you're a student, researching a market, or doing competitor analysis, this is a total game changer. It literally saves a monumental amount of time. But, well, that brings us to a very real challenge. Finding information isn't really the biggest problem we face today. Actually, scratch that. Finding it is easy. It's organizing the information that's the nightmare. We've got all these facts, endless PDFs, scattered notes. Trying to make sense of it all is just overwhelming, which sets us up perfectly for our next platform. Enter Notebook LM. This thing is blowing up right now because it's specifically designed to work with your personal documents. It solves that nasty organization problem beautifully. Picture this. You upload a massive 200-page biology textbook. Instead of scanning cover to find one tiny concept, you just ask it, hey, explain photosynthesis in simple words. Bam! You get an instant answer pulled only from the book you uploaded. It effectively becomes a localized expert on your own files. It's almost like magic for turning massive information overload into something you can actually use instantly. Which brings us to section 3, better brainstorming and writing, featuring Gemini and Claude. So once our research is neatly organized, we need to generate some raw ideas, right? Gemini is arguably one of the most talked about AI tools right now for this exact phase. Because it's deeply connected to so many productivity workflows, it is super adaptable. Folks are using it daily for writing, brainstorming, coding, research, learning, you name it. When you need to generate concepts at lightning speed, Gemini is an incredibly versatile assistant to have in your corner. And here's a massive pro tip, a strategy the real AI veterans use: never rely on just one assistant. Different AI models will actually give you completely different perspectives. For example, let's say you ask Gemini, give me 10 YouTube video ideas. Take that exact same prompt, copy it, and paste it into another AI tool. No joke, you'll often get an entirely different flavor of suggestions. Bouncing ideas across multiple systems like this, it's a fantastic way to dramatically level up the quality of your brainstorming. Then we have Claude. Now, Claude is legendary for handling massive walls of text without breaking a sweat. If you're dealing with long articles, giant reports, or deep document analysis, this is your guy. Imagine dropping in a highly complex, incredibly long business report and just typing, summarize this in 5 bullet points. That is exactly where Claude shines. Business owners, writers, students, they're all using it to instantly simplify the heavy stuff. But listen, here is the golden rule for all of this, and this is absolutely crucial. AI isn't replacing thinking, it is removing repetitive work. The tools we just covered, Perplexity, Notebook LM, Gemini, Claude, they aren't doing the deep, creative thinking for you. They're just clearing the busy work out of the way so your brain is freed up to do the high-level strategy. Put simply, the better you think, the better your prompts are, and the better the results you're going to get. All right, moving to section 4, accelerating visual design with Canva AI. Okay, so we've researched, we've organized, and we've drafted our ideas. Now we gotta bring it all to life visually. Now, most of us know Canva, right? But what a lot of people don't realize is just how much crazy, powerful AI functionality is now natively built right into it. It's definitely not just a basic drag and drop tool anymore. Creators are leaning heavily into Canva AI for YouTube thumbnails, stunning pitch decks, social media posts, you name it. Let's put this into perspective. Say you need a YouTube thumbnail. Instead of spending hours just staring blankly at a white canvas trying to design something from scratch, the AI-assisted tools inside Canva can generate high-quality concepts for you super fast. It completely removes that friction of getting started, it saves you a ton of time, and hey, in the world of content and business, time is literally money, right? Finally, we have section 5, the ultimate AI workflow, the bonus section. This is the whole shebang. This is where we take all those individual puzzle pieces and snap them together to build a massive competitive advantage. The real secret? Combining these tools in a sort of relay race workflow. Check this out. You start off researching with Perplexity. Then you hand the baton over and organize those findings with Notebook LM. Next, you draft up your initial ideas with Claude. You bounce those ideas around, get some alternative brainstorms going with Gemini, and to cross the finish line, you visually package the whole thing using Canva. Running this specific multi-tool relay can dramatically slash the time you spend on your daily tasks. So how do we actually start doing this without getting totally overwhelmed? Because yes, AI is fundamentally changing how we work and learn, but just having access to these tools won't make you successful on its own. The real winners are the ones who deliberately learn how to use them. So start small. Pick literally one tool from this list today. Force yourself to use it every single day for a week until it just becomes second nature. Once you're comfortable, add the next one. That step-by-step habit-building approach, that is exactly how real productivity gains happen. And that brings us to the end of our explainer today. We've really explored how breaking free from just one single platform can unlock some serious speed and creativity for you. But before we wrap up, I want to toss it over to you. Think about your own habits for a second. Which AI tool do you currently use the most? And is it maybe time to add a new one to your tool belt? Definitely chew on that as you dive into your next big project. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today. Keep experimenting, keep building out that ultimate workflow, and I'll catch you in the next explainer.